Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back. This is DigiDriver with another FSX Steam Edition flight. Tonight's flight is going to be on the FS Cloud network, and we're going to be doing a, comparatively speaking, long haul from the Great Lakes region down to Florida. I have some things to share with you this evening, namely two of which you're already seeing right now. Although for some reason it seems to be that the plane goes through the window here. We're looking at Orbex's rendition of Saginaw. And I need to turn on my fan to get better frame rate. Hold on, guys. Frame rate should pick up momentarily. Let's see. But yeah, I decided to purchase Kilo Mike Bravo Sierra, Saginaw International, I believe, from Orbex for the Valentine's Day weekend sale. I got in on the sale before it expired this evening, and I was going to pick up Idaho Falls as well, but I ran out of time. And I was debating whether or not I wanted to buy it at full price or buy something like Baltimore Washington International. And then I remembered and realized I wanted to actually get another airport, one that I have flown into quite a few times in real life, but I have never actually purchased scenery for direct. So I decided I was going to get Orlando's, the Orlando Airport KMCO. And the only rendition that I can think of is one by a company called Taxi to Gate. So I decided to get the Taxi to Gate Orlando International scenery, and we'll be viewing it tonight. I think tonight's flight time is going to be closer to 3 hours, maybe 3 hours 15 minutes, depending on weather and things like that. But we are parked at Gate 1 at the airport, and as you can tell, there's quite a bit of detail here, and I'm digging it. I'm digging every second of it. And here we are. Actually, can I zoom in any further? Don't know if I can go out to where the cars are, but oh my gosh. Mrs. DigiDriver sharing video footage with me of someone's trip to, I guess, Disney World during the holiday season, during the Christmas season, and them actually showing the Osborne family lights where they used to have the lights up in Hollywood studios. So I guess one more reason to fly down to Orlando. So, like I said, we are in a Embraer E175, but this is not a freeware model. This is a payware model. This is Virtual Calls Embraer model, and I'm taking a look at the layouts here. I mean, you guys are basically seeing what I'm seeing. And I'm basically enjoying or seeing what this thing can actually do. I'm probably not going to think about this too hard. This is probably not going to be the best time to create a flight plan. And I get the feeling that these flight plans are going to be from Flight Simulator, or the default flight plan. But really, I can't complain. I literally picked this plane up for about what was it? Less than $8 on a sale at fspilotshop.com. And as far as I can tell, it's got some audio cues for speed and takeoff roll, and it's got quite a lot of buttons to push. So Let me see. The last time I was flying around, I was trying to find things like the switches for the pack seatbelts, because I don't think I saw them before. But no worries. I mean, I'm not gonna think too hard about this. I'm pretty sure the basic controls are gonna be fine. I'm going to see what I can do to get started, and let me start up the FSXWX plugin and see what kind of weather we can get. I've also used Rex Texture Direct Soft Clouds to theme the textures, or the I guess the weather related textures, to see what kind of effects we get on the way down. It's the first time I've tried it. I usually just, have a simple theme and stick to it. This overtook, or basically overrode, a whole bunch of the textures and stuff. So I'm not necessarily concerned, but looks like the winds are 322 at 10, and let's go ahead and see what runways I have at Saginaw. Go ahead and pick Kilo Mike Bravo Sierra and get the diagram pulled up. Okay, so the terminals are kind of on the other side, I think. Where are we? We are... Okay, that's general aviation. Okay, we're at the terminal, and I can taxi down Charlie to Alpha, and I should be able to take off, I think, on runway 32, and then go direct to my first waypoint, which I believe is Carlton, Charlie Romeo Lima. So, okay. Taxi, I think we're going to taxi probably tail right, and then go down that taxiway, Juliet to Charlie, Charlie to Alpha, and then Alpha to runway 32. So that should take care of me for the roll. And hello to you, Ghost Miner. Hey, welcome back. Glad to see you. We're getting ready to take off from Saginaw International, and we're going to go down to Orlando today. So let me take care of some business. Set the airspeed to 250 knots below 10,000. There we go. And for tonight's flight, I think I'm going to set the cruising altitude to 350 and see if that works. 350 works, and climb speed we're going to set to 1,800 feet. We're in no hurry to get up there. So let's see, buttons here: flight path angle, altitude hold, VNAV, auto throttle, the usuals. Let's just play around with the button selection here. Let's see, yaw damper, and does this still activate? Okay, so I think the systems are off, so it's not going to let me do that. But we'll just leave yaw damper on for takeoff and turn on the flight director. And heading we're going to set at 320 on the way out. So heading is set, 250 set, and 1800 is set for vertical speed. And flight level change. I don't know what that does, but I guess I'll take a little while to take a look at the manuals or something like that. And and let me see if I can pick direct. Flight plan, program, nav, previous, performance, radio, taking a look at a whole bunch of screens right now. If you were going to get the Saginaw scenery from Orbex, it would probably cost you like $25, unless I'm wrong. The sale, when I picked it up on sale, it was half price, I think, so I picked it up for like a little less than 12. So I'm guessing it's going to be like $25, $26 to get the Saginaw scenery. If you want to get Taxi to Gate for Orlando, that's going to be closer to like $27 because it's like $23.99 in terms of euros. Okay, so new route, performance plan, confirming it. I guess it's going to take me a little while to figure out how to make this chart work, but I'm not terribly concerned. I know how to fly. I know how to pick my my headings, so that's what's going to have to work for now. That's okay. So we're already connected. We are set to take some passengers, and before we do that, let's go ahead and just take a look. Okay, I'm going to assume we're catered, so, and fully fueled. Let's go ahead and start the boarding process now. Oh, wow. Scenery for $2? Yes, please. That's not bad at all. Okay, now here's a question. Can I set my flaps now? Well, sounds like we're taking on some passengers.
Welcome aboard.
Yep. Okay, so I'm waiting for luggage to arrive, and that will be luggage. Passengers are boarding, and while we're doing that, let's see, turn nav, strobe, beacon, and recognition light switch, and logo lights on. Turn the fasten seatbelt light.
I'm doing good.
And then a smoking light. And this is the nav light. No, the panel light, which I don't need.
Hello.
Okay, like I said, 3 pretty detailed airports for FSX. That sounds good to me. Okay, passengers are boarded. Just waiting for the luggage to get here. This is the tower view. And let's see. Wing view. Orbex does a pretty good job with airport scenery, like with level detailed stuff. So this wasn't gonna be a difficult choice for me in terms of like whether or not I was gonna buy another Orbex scenery. They're good. Yeah, but one more look at the terminal building while we wait. I think those are just static people. They're not gonna move, but it looks pretty nice. It definitely looks nice. So I'm not gonna complain. Okay, looks like he's ready and waiting for luggage to arrive. Where is the guy? Or gal with lunch? I think I hear somebody, but I'm not sure. Still waiting. Take a look at those iced up trees in the periphery, man. Ice or snow, but they're pretty bright. I like it. It also looks like we've got some pretty appreciable cloud cover for our way out, although it looks partly cloudy, not mostly cloudy like some of my usual flights have been, so that's good. Still waiting. Sorry for the delay, guys. I don't know where they're coming from. Are they coming from this direction? I can't tell. All right, let me stop panning. Okay, so while we're here, let's go ahead and close the main door. Okay, main door's closed. And let's go ahead and dismiss the jetway. Okay, I guess the jetway is going to go away once we get the other guys in position, so I'm not worried. Just means I'll be staying up later, that's all. So the pressure is auto-tuned to QNH 1024. Or altimeter 3026. This is nice. This is nice. I don't know if very many other planes have this feature, but I can tell this is going to be at least somewhat friendly plane for European hops, and I got a lot of liveries with this plane for overseas flights. So I might actually try that. Oh, there's the luggage. Okay, we're loading out. So we've got altitude, climb rate, speed set. There we go. Auto throttle is set, but that'll be when we're up in the air. I just haven't mastered using the direct to on the map, although I'd probably say I just need to get myself sorted here. Overhead ATC window. Okay, and there, I guess these are the lights. Okay, let's go ahead and undock. There we are. And the gate has just been pulled away. You're going to pull it back now. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And that's a map view. Sorry about that. Overhead. ATC window. Alright, let's go ahead and close those luggage doors. Or that luggage door, rather. Sweet. We should be ready to go. Which is complete. Let's do a pushback, and we will push back tail right. And here comes my American Airlines pushback truck.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
While he gets ready, we'll do a control check. Full left, full right, full forward, full back. Left rudder, full right rudder.
Locking gear.
Okay, we're good. Okay, and is there anything else that I can pull?
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, there we go. Set the fuel to flow and turn the engines on. Engines are powering up. Engine 1 first. There we go, and one's coming on as well. Okay, both engines are online. And how many degrees flaps is this? Doesn't say. That should be good. Now, question. Okay, I guess they're really pushing me back out. That's fine. Alderney Airport, Guernsey, and Jersey. Alright. Rock on, I've heard of Jersey Airport. I might have to take some more time to get to know that place. Jersey Airport. I follow somebody on Instagram that takes that plane spots there and takes pictures. Okay, so wow, they're pushing me all the way back out to the taxiway? That's service. Man, I might need to come back here more often.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brakes set. So parking brake is set. Trying to figure my way around the rest of this because it's complaining about stuff.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass been removed.
Okay, so packs oxygen is auto, and what are we doing here? Let's put on those windshield things.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, hand signal is on the one side. Hand signal's on the right. Hand signal received. Okay. That was I was expecting for a pushback, but whatever. All right, let me see if I can fix the rest of this. I'd like to get the rest of that to go away. Okay, wiper, packs, pneumatic, ice protection, pump, pressurization. Yep, pressurization mode auto. And DC pump. What am I looking for? Okay, ELT will go ahead and get armed. Dome, pedestal. DC bus is auto. Battery 2 auto. DC bus die auto. Okay, DC pumps auto. Okay. Cross V pump is off. Okay, parking brake is set. TCAS is the only thing I have to get rid of now, and I don't think you'll turn it on up here. Elevator trim. To the trim. Okay, trim is set. And am I missing anything? Oh, there's the old school one. Could have used it a little while ago. Let's see. Okay, good, good. Now I can go direct to Carlton. Okay, that's fine. Trying to set TCAS, but I'll be here all day. Taking off from Jersey to Guernsey in the 737. All right, man. Have a great flight. Okay, so the other problem they left me with was that I had to actually taxi around. Is TCAS up here? I don't think so. APU, DC, passenger. Okay. Alright, so, not gonna think about that too hard. Let's go ahead and get taxied. So I'm going to kind of Papa Yui in here and go back out Juliet to Charlie. And there we go. Okay guys, sorry for the delay. Can't seem to figure out TCAS right now, but I've got my FS Cloud window, so I should be okay. And yes, we will be taxiing down Charlie to Alpha for runway 32. Okay, taxi light should be on now. Okay, and again, forecast flight time should probably be about 3 hours, so depending on how long this takes, I could be flying till 3 in the morning. That's okay though. I have off tomorrow, so I'll probably be sleeping in a little bit and then just relaxing the day. Okay, and just a obligatory hold short so that I don't fly in front of anybody. So we'll go ahead and hold short here. There we go. Alright, looking good both ways. Okay, Charlie. Okay, that must be the indicator on the other side. This is Alpha. And correct. Little too much pepper going into that turn. Alright, one more hold short. Looking good both ways. Should be okay to cross. And then that's the last hold short I have to do until I hold short at the actual runway. I plan on basically pushing this thing to a fairly robust cruise speed. Probably going to see if we can hit Mach 0.8, 0.82, although I don't know if this thing is rated for 0.82. I don't know if it's rated for 0.8, but I'll check once we get up to altitude to see what the safe deal would be. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I am getting ready to fly out of Saginaw in Michigan to Orlando. Maybe some conversation once we get mobile. Maybe talk about some things for the future. But right now, I'm almost at the end of Alpha. So let me just make sure my my lights are ready to go. Okay, so seatbelts and no smoking signs are on. Flaps are set. We're going direct to Carlton, and that should be all I need. The only thing I haven't checked is whether or not this thing has a nav versus GPS mode, which I believe it should. I just haven't hit the button for it yet. So let me just make sure I'm already set for that. Okay, let's hold short. Parking brake set just to make sure that I can see my stuff here. HSI, nav. Now, is the GPS button here? So I can't tell. Let's see. Is there a button that I'm missing? IRS, nav. I don't think we're tuned for GPS right now, so... Auto brake is RTO. Flight director is on. Let's see, power plant, ignition's auto. Anything that I'm missing here? Is there a hotkey to switch to GPS? Okay, doesn't look like it. So, being warned because of my parking brake, that's fine. Bearing. BOR, FMS. Okay, so I'm guessing FMS means GPS. And if that's the case, we're already tuned for Carlton. So, good. Set. And lights are on. Alright, let's get out of here. Runway 32. On our way down to Orlando. I did a bit of a test flight with this plane earlier tonight, and it's got a lot of get up and go, so I wouldn't be surprised if it had parameters as robust, as powerful as the A321 that I fly occasionally. But okay, 6,400 foot runway, so I'll go ahead and let the engine spool up a little bit. Engine is stable. And so good.
$70 knots, 80 knots. V1, rotate. V2. Positive climb, gear up.
Nice. Okay, autopilot's active. Let's go ahead and tune for altitude and tune current heading. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and set altitude. Okay, so what was the altitude set to? No, 3,500 feet. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and tune nav, and we should begin our turn to Carlton now. So, do we have an airspeed hold? I have a feeling that the engine, that the airspeed management is like the airspeed management in my Phenom, because I don't think there's any auto throttle even on this one. It's okay though. Okay, going through clouds, let's go ahead and get the, I guess, anti-ice turned on. And did it turn on carb heat? Okay, there we go. Heat's on. I'm at above the clouds. Clouds are looking very pretty today. And way down there is Saginaw Airport. Terminals behind those clouds. There we are, folks. There we are. Okay, so I'm looking at the east coast of Michigan, I think, way over there. And there we go, just crossed 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get those external lights turned off. And we are going to crank up sim motors. Does it let me know whether or not my thrust levers are climb or takeoff? We'll see. Climb, climb, climb. Somewhere in here there's got to be a takeoff detent. Okay, that's fine. Now textures might be a little bit wonky because of the fact that this is an older plane. But apparently it is not difficult at all to exceed speed. Oh, I get it. I should have been paying attention to that red stripe in the back. Left side, I mean. And what is that? 80 nautical miles? Yeah, 80 nautical miles to Carlton. That's our first waypoint. Should be able to get ourselves sorted by then. Okay, we're taking GPS. Okay, looks like the weather cleared up on the way out here. Let's take a look outside. Okay, so back there is Saginaw. We are on our way up to flight level 10 as we fly to Orlando today. I don't know about you guys, but for $8, I'm not complaining about this plane at all. I am definitely a fan. Plus, the engine sounds are not default sounds. They are, I think, the correct sounds for the E175. So, I'm happy. Okay, and we can take the fasten seatbelt signs off now that we cross flight level 180. And set the altimeter. Right, so back to figuring this out. I can't tell when you turn TCAS on. It's a map. Terrain. System. Fuel. Electric. CS. Hydraulic. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so at least by that, TCAS should be on. And alright, what's my auto brake set to? Alright, we'll set the auto brake to off for now. And feed in a bit more juice. Far along our way. Okay, less than 50 nautical miles to Carlton, and we are still climbing. So, yeah, I decided to pick up a few extra things for FSX this weekend, and I am not disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry, Ghost Miner, I didn't see the messages recently. You said you know a very good freeware plane that is small and has a very detailed virtual cockpit. What plane is that? Because I am curious. I like my freeware. I may want to do some more flying in Michigan because the the North America, I guess, text treatment from Orbex. Looks like they did a pretty good job with Michigan and or Indiana. I think that is Detroit, way out there. I could be wrong. But like I said, I'm not complaining right now. Looks like we're doing a pretty good job of getting to our desired altitude, but we'll see whether or not that actually gets me to where I need to be. I want to be at flight level 50. Let's go ahead and add a little extra juice from the engines. Bit of an experimental flight for us tonight, so I'm not necessarily trying to do everything perfectly. I'd like things to go smoothly, but I'll also do what I have to do to get the engine, get the airplane up to altitude. Clouds look pretty good today. Do I dare to turn on cloud shadows? I wonder. Cloud shadows would make the scenery wait a little while to load, and then I don't know whether or not that would be beneficial for texture memory. I know it would look cool, but I'm not sure how beneficial that would be at flight level 350. So, maybe I'm not going to be that concerned about that, especially not from the cockpit. Okay, flight level 300, and we are still maintaining roughly 313 knots indicated airspeed. And we are less than 25 nautical miles from Carlton. Trucking along now. Pretty good. If I can get my true airspeed up to 500 knots, that's fantastic. Almost up to cruising level, and then I'll take a break and go to the galley and get some grub for myself and Mrs. Stitch Driver. Unfortunately, she's not feeling very well today, and I'm not sure if it's because she might have a stomach bug or if it's just because maybe she's got something else like a cold or something. She doesn't get colds that often though, so I'm wondering if it's a bug or if it's from her sitting for a while, because she's still recovering from her surgery. She will be getting her stitches removed tomorrow, and I will be there to hold her hand for it. Hopefully it will not be Dassault Mercury 100. I like Dassault. There was a hangar, like a facility by where I used to live once upon a time. Okay, so learn my lesson here. Kind of like with the other plane, using the vertical speed indicator is what activates the climb to the desired altitude. So you set your altitude here, and then you activate vertical speed and indicate how fast you want to climb. Okay, now setting this means pretty much nothing, and it would appear that I can't set Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with this. This is weird. Yeah. So this plane basically behaves the same way that my, excuse me, guys, to my next waypoint. Well, let's go direct. VXV. Execute. Okay, that's 367 nautical miles. Let me double check my flight plan. And zoom in. Okay, I can actually go to Waterville. There we go, that's better. Okay, just a little bit faster than what it needs to be, hold on. There we go. Okay, so I am flying direct to Waterville, and then from Waterville we can go to Rosewood. And looks like I'm recovering airspeed. Just need to finesse it so that I don't cross that border again. And then I should be able to set cruise for a little bit. Don't mind my silence, guys. Just want to make sure that I tune my airspeed so I don't exceed. Or I can theoretically not care, just see how how much time I can shave off by going full throttle. Okay, there we go. At least I can set it down for a little while. So GPS tracking doesn't always work. Okay, that can be problematic. I guess the way to compensate for GPS tracking that doesn't always work is to either use dead reckoning if you fly low enough to see geographical features and roads, or you can use VORs in your area or other nav aids and kind of triangulate your position. So be able to determine where you are based on what radials you're flying through, so that you actually can determine your position. And that actually happened to me not that long ago on stream. I was flying a CRJ 700 from Cleveland to to Nashville. Yeah, I think that was it. I flew from Cleveland to Nashville, and I could not tune my my waypoints because I wasn't able to find those waypoints normally. Those are the ones that were exclusive to Navigraph, and then I had to basically use VOR towers in the area to go from place to place and determine whether or not I was going to, stay on track. And as it turns out, it really wasn't that hard to do, because I kind of figured where I might have been, because then I started seeing myself going through the VOR radials, and you'll see it because the VOR This will have VOR indicators on it, and then you'll see the line going like left to right or up to down, and that'll mean that you're actually crossing over that radial. But let's see, it's a slight tweak. Let's see what that does. Okay, and where are we? Hold on. That heading. And now we can for OD for Rosewood and execute. So there we are. 70 nautical miles out, and we are cruising at flight level 350. I would estimate that we're probably going to get there in the next 3 hours, unless we are making such good time that it's going to take us a lot less to get there. This is my my true airspeed. My ground speed is 445 knots, so we've got a slight headwind that we're battling to get to Lando. I am just finessing my throttle ever so slightly so that I don't have issues with overspeed. But we're at a pretty good point. I'm going to get up, stretch my legs, and get something to snack on. And I'll be right back, guys. Sit tight. Hey guys, just checking in. Tonight's in-meal flight in first class is going to be a game of chicken soup, a family favorite around here. I did take a look at the pics of the inside of that plane, Ghost Miner. That was fantastic. Lots and lots and lots of gauges. I like more computerized panels myself, but definitely, rock out. So I'm not gonna judge at all. Okay, next waypoint for me is going to be Falmouth. Let's go ahead and execute that now. Okay, almost done with the food. Be right back. And I have returned once again. The plane is from the 1970s. It retired in 1990. Okay. Hey, sounds like it did its job then. Hopefully, it had a great record and not too many problems. Okay, so for the captain is enjoying some iced carrot cake. This is good stuff. That's fantastic. Wow. I forget what kind of icing this is, but it's off the charts. Yep, like I said, I really can't complain at all right now. Oh my gosh, that was very good. So, let's see where we are on the map. I have a separate screen open to show flight information. And actually right now, we're about a third of the way done with the flight already, so I'm actually well pleased right now. We're on our way to Falmouth, and then from Falmouth we're going to go to, I think, what's that way called? The Knoxville VOR, which is called Volunteer. Okay, no one around me right now, but there are some people flying down the East Coast. So I don't know if I'm gonna cross paths with anybody right now, but I might later. Okay, sorry for the delay, guys. Had some technical difficulties. Right, I'll go ahead and get zoomed in. Right, so we are 52 nautical miles away from Falmouth, and then Falmouth we're going to go to Volunteer. Cruising at flight level 350, heading categorically eastbound. And waiting for my textures to load. There we go. So the blurriness that I see could be the result of me going too fast, as demonstrated by my overspeed. Let me still have overspeed. How fast are we going? Let's see. Oh, that's why. There we go. That's better. Sorry for the noise, guys. I adjusted my throttle setting and I got going way too fast. Just finessing it. The wind wreaking havoc on my ground speed. Okay, that's good enough for now. 22 nautical miles from Falmouth. Let me see if the texture is loaded by now. Okay, doesn't look like they're gonna. Also looks like we're seriously running out of the ability to render stuff quickly. So I'm going to go 2D and see if that actually helps me at all. Oh, my word. Brad M, thank you for coming through with the host. Dude, thank you so much. Had a nice time watching you stream your flights today. I wanted to be in the air for the, I guess, Chicago to Pittsburgh flight, but I got caught up with a bunch of stuff I was working on and also shopping around for the stuff that I was, I guess, interested in getting. I didn't wind up buying Idaho Falls. I did wind up buying Taxi to Gate Orlando, so I'm flying there now. Of course, my problem is that I've got serious texture issues, but that's okay. These things happen. Hopefully you had a great night and you're just like, curling up with I don't know, some wonton soup or some hot chocolate or whatever, and just chilling out. I am pretty much more or less doing the same, just with a simulator instead of with something else. So we are almost at Falmouth. Let's go ahead and go to volunteer. Execute. That's 167 nautical miles to the next leg. That's okay. Oh man, thanks so much, Brad. Really appreciate you coming along. Brad M, if you guys don't know him, he has to be one of the coolest flight simulator Twitch streamers I have seen ever. Great attitude, good times on the stream, lots of laughs to be had, and some pretty cool places to fly to. Some pretty nice destinations. So, if you haven't already done it and you're curious about flight sim, go follow Brad M on his channel on Twitch. Just a phenomenal dude, and just great content on pretty much any given day, but especially today. Brad, you had some really good flights, and I wish I would have been a part of them. But again, there will, God willing, come another time for that. In the meantime, I am in the low texture memory soup, and I'm about to fly into that. But whatever, man. It's all good. It's gravy. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Really do. Right now, we are probably about halfway into our flight for tonight. Flying from Saginaw, Michigan to Taxi to Gate, Orlando. And we are... No. We're like 40% done. So we're flying to Knoxville, Tennessee, and then just before Knoxville, we'll pretty much hit the halfway point, and then we'll be at a place where we can maybe start planning the descent. I'm not totally sure, but we will see. We will see. Less than 150 nautical miles to go, and I am working the throttles on this Embraer E175 in the American Eagle livery, because I either haven't figured out how to set the speed, throttle control, or airspeed, autopilot airspeed on this, or it's literally like my Phantom 100, where I have to manage the speed myself and maybe work with pitch control to indicate where my throttle should be, kind of like the old school cruise controls, which I think might have just been affected by, I don't know, throttle response. I don't know, who knows. But in the meantime, I am enjoying some carrot cake. Oh yeah. Over the weekend, I had to get together with family. We had stuffed peppers and the I think the meatball-esque, like the meatballs that we had were ginormous, and they had like stuffed pepper ones too, but I had like 2 big meatballs and then I was good. Had them with like mashed potatoes. Oh man, Ghost Miner, I'm glad that you like the scenery you got. That's the important thing. I mean, like, be satisfied with your purchase, or like I would hope that it would make your day. I'm very happy for you. I was almost bummed that I didn't buy Idaho Falls, because Idaho Falls is an airport that I fly out of a lot to do like quick eastbound hops to the Jackson Hole scenery, and I like it, but I just missed the end of the Orbeck sale, so I was like, oh, do I want to pay like $23 for that airport? And I was going back and forth about it, and then I realized there's another airport I want, and that was Orlando International, which is Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar. But yeah, Brad, I'm not even gonna, just straight up, the carrot cake that I'm eating right now is off the charts good. But for real, I sent you a message on one of your last flights. If you frequent Edgewater at all, I believe the place you want to go to is it's Mitsuoma. Mitsuoma is I think, Japanese restaurant, and they have you shop pretty much like a small little supermarket, but they also have this kind of like split area where you like can shop for things, get sushi, and there's this like big open kind of like food marketplace. I go there with family many times to get miso ramen, which is basically a soup that is so amazing, so potent, that it basically, the broth eats like a meal. Like if you get a big enough bowl for yourself, like a large bowl, and all you did was drink the broth, you would be full. But they make it with like big noodles. You can get it with fish cake, with pork. So it's definitely a place to go to. Ghost Miner, I'm so happy for you, dude. That's you are living the dream right now. Getting scenery that renders very well, that isn't hitting your frame rate that hard. Are you are better than I am at times. And it looks like my theory is correct. Brad, seriously, if I'm ever in the Jersey area and we get the chance to hang out and hook up, dude, I will personally take you there myself, and like soup from there. I'll get your bowl. Your bowl's on me, because you have to try that soup. It is off the charts amazing. I'm telling Brad about the miso ramen. Mrs. DigiDriver agrees. You need to go there to try that on for size. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are crossing the unofficial snow to warmer temperatures line, and I think what's going to happen eventually is that we're going to see some, I don't know, warm-ish looking clouds. That's just my guess. But this is beautiful. This is 35,000 feet, and we are just rocketing down to Knoxville, to the volunteer VOR. Looking beautiful. Brad says hi, Mrs. Digi. That's fantastic, man. Brad, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you are basically like family to me at this point. I have watched enough of your streams to basically kind of like understand, like almost like get the inside track on the jokes, and I am a staunch, loyal, diehard, to the death pineapple pizza supporter. So you know I'm on your team with regards to that. But Ghost Miner, man, for scenery for $2, I'm smiling right now. I mean, I didn't even buy it. Oh my gosh, scenery for $2 is fantastic. Brad, like seriously, like back me up on this. If you could buy the scenery that you want for $2, like if you could buy scenery for $2 that would make you appreciate it, or like you would have a very good time with that scenery, like would that not make your day? Because I know it would make my day. Okay. 88 nautical miles to Volunteer. From Volunteer, we're going to go to the Athens waypoint. I think Athens, Georgia. I could be wrong. And then from Athens, we're going to go to Alma, and then we're going to be flying the BUGGZ3 arrival into Orlando. And now that I understand precisely how video memory management works in this plane, oh man, dude, Brad, seriously, you just poured on a charm now. Oh man, I got so much love for you, and for and just for how professionally and how like relatable you are in your streams, and just how you like having a good time with people. Like, you are kind of like the standard and the one of the people that I look up to when I see streamers. I'm following people online, and I'm watching people do their stuff. Like, for example, who else can I compare? I mean, I've seen people for a long time. People like I think I've seen one Durka stream. I've seen John Fly. I've seen like a little bit of Puck stuff. I've seen Chewy94, and definitely when I see that you are streaming something, like I will hop on the stream. That and definitely like Iron Condor simulations. Like dude is like he's like into the details, and like his stuff is like really good for like him being on pilot edge and flying. And I think he's more nowadays into flying procedures, so I could probably learn a lot from him watching his stuff. I'm a fan of just how closely tied together our flight sim community is, which also has the flip side of saying, listen, you know, don't do anyone wrong, because the flight sim community is tight. Dude, I appreciate it. I'm a sinner saved by grace, man. I just try to take every single day as God would have me, and just try to be grateful for everything I have. I think I told you this a little while ago. You know, like I said, like last year, you know, I had a few people that were important to us pass away last year, and it's such an opportunity for you to bring stuff back into perspective. Just like kind of like how you were talking in your streams tonight. Like, you know, if you want to go for something, like go for it. Like if you want to become a pilot, like, you know, if you want to train for a marathon, like I don't know how much longer I have on this earth until God calls me home. So until then, man, I'm trying to do the best I can with what I can, and to me that means running my Surface Pro 3 in front of a desk fan, blowing cool air directly on it to keep those frame rates up. Because when the fan is off, the frame rates suffer. Unfortunately, I don't think they designed the Surface Pro 3 to be a very cool or cool temperature friendly machine. But I mean, by the same token, you're not going to use a Surface Pro tablet to like play hardcore games. You're going to use it because you're going to draw on it, because you're going to, like, you know, manage like your finances, or just like you know, go online and send emails to people. I've been fortunate enough to have been gifted a computer that to this day, like literally like almost like 5 years later, is still very potent, very powerful, and I've figured out how to harness it to help me do stuff like flight simming and software development. So grateful for the opportunity to use this for fun, as well as to get stuff done. But dude, you know, grateful for the opportunity to be able to get around people like you and the flight sim community, and just approach these flights and these streams with an open eye to the future. Okay, looks like my text memory is getting low again, so I'm gonna hop back into 2D mode. This is kind of fun. Like, this is my hack now. I think I've actually figured this out. So the idea is fly like if I'm gonna do a long haul, if I'm gonna fly from place to place, fly, like, you know, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the takeoff roll, enjoy the climb out to my cruising altitude, and then switch to 2D mode in my cockpit, and then fly that way for as long as I can fly until I get to like maybe like 20, 30, 40 miles from the airport, and then go back to like 3D view, and I'll have enough text memory to load everything in. This is good. This is actually pretty good. So I've uncovered this hack. Brad, I think I got this down now. I think I got my moxie here. So we're cruising and we're clipping. 38 nautical miles to Volunteer, and then from Volunteer I think we go straight to Athens. Is that right? Let me check my charts here. Yeah, from the Volunteer VOR to Athens, and then from Athens to Alma, and then from Alma to BUGGZ3. Sorry, not BUGGZ3, BUGGZ3. And as per usual, whenever my flights get to the arrival state, whether I'm flying on VATSIM or on FS Cloud, that's the point right around which things get like busy. Like everything comes on, because like now I'm like monitoring my descent rate, you know, watching the altitude go down, like paying attention to my airspeed, making sure I have my charts ready, and then pop, 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 stuff gets lined up, and the next thing you know, you're lining up for final. But I'm at flight level 350. Did I cross anybody's path? No, actually. And here's the weird thing. The audio's gonna cut out. I'm checking my FS Cloud chart. Dude, I don't know if you're following this. I mean, probably not, because you might not have like another copy of X-Plane or whatever. But FS Cloud right now at like 12:52 in the morning is absolutely, you know, hopping. I haven't seen this many people in the States on flights at this time of night. Like usually on weeknights, I'm getting ready to land or wrapping up around 12:15, 12:30, so I don't see this. It's actually pretty interesting. There's a lot of people flying, especially towards Texarkana, like the Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas area. There's like 3 or 4 people actually flying into, I think, Little Rock. Maybe more. I don't know. But there we go, man. And obviously, guys, you know, everybody watching online right now that's live, thank you so much for your support and for coming alongside and watching me stream. I'm on my way down to Orlando to check out the taxi to gate scenery I just purchased for KMCO, and I am flying a Embraer E175 jet in American Airlines livery. This is the interior. I got this plane, I kid you not, literally for like $779 on fspilotshop.com. It's certainly not a study level, you know, example of like stuff you see on PMDG site, but dude, for like $8 for a plane, $8 is less than some people pay to go to the movie theater. Actually, I think $8 definitely is less than people pay to go to the movie theater these days. So I literally spent what people would actually flying to KJAX. You missed it. I flew into KJAX a few days ago. The video is on my panel. But depending on when I land at KMCO, I might fly up to Jacksonville. But yeah, I have Cielo Sim Jacksonville scenery. I like it. So thank you, Hobbs. Appreciate you letting me know about that. I like the Jacksonville airport. It's very interesting. Oh man, thanks. Appreciate you stopping in. I've been streaming for a little while, probably for about, I'm gonna say at this point, probably about 2 solid months at this point. And I've experimented with different kinds of planes, flown to different destinations, and right now I'm flying an Embraer E175 passenger plane. As you can tell. So an hour and a half hour drive from your hometown. Yeah, you wanna know what? That reminds me. Let me think. Hold on, guys, let me just set up my my next waypoint. So, Athens. Execute. There we go. I did a quick flight the one night from Jacksonville to Florida, to Orlando, and it didn't take me that long at all. Hello, that's Karma. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Really appreciate you coming in tonight and watching. Oh my gosh, I'm up to 9 viewers. This is fantastic. I am flying from Saginaw, Michigan to Orlando, Florida, and I am doing this on FS Cloud. So if you look for me there as DigiDriver, you will see this lone dude flying down to Orlando. I don't know if I'm going to intersect with some people like Fly 000, but I am definitely clipping along. Oh man, Hobbs, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Thanks so much, man. Ghost Miner, you're debating on what plane you want to fly. Hobbs, if you want to join in, you are more than welcome to. Okay, I see. In the future. I tend to stream, most weeknights or like every other weeknight, probably 3 to like 4 times a week on a typical week. Usually around like, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock probably 9:30 to 10 o'clock will probably be when I start on the East Coast, and I usually do like an hour and a half to 2.5 hour flights during the week. If we're talking about an evening, like an evening into a weekend or like a Saturday night, it might be longer. Like tonight's flight is longer because I am off work tomorrow, so I can afford to basically be up for a little while longer, and we stay up late. So hopefully this will be a nice flight down. Step outside. Okay, wow, coming up on some bumping terrain here. I have to be at work in 4 hours, drop a $5,000 truckload. After that I can go home, and I intend to fly the rest of the day. Okay, man. Got respect for you, man. Okay. Brad, Karma, guys, if you're following along, I'm gonna try to do something daring here. You're gonna see me go black screen for a little bit. I just want to see if I can push this a little bit longer. I'm gonna actually turn on outside shadows. Sorry for the black screen. I am reloading, so we'll see whether or not I get this to come back up pretty quickly. But I want to see what cloud shadows look like right now. Some of you already know that I've been tweaking and carefully kind of like monitoring my stuff so that I can get the most performance out of my current rig before I go to Project Sim Rig, which is an ongoing tale. Last time I checked, Hobbs, I was like 500 knots. Okay, so I'm taking a frame rate hit because I am doing like water effects. But the reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to see cloud shadows. So I'm flying towards these clouds over here, and yes, I am going super geeky here, and like trying to see what I can see. See. Okay, only one side. Got it. Okay. Can't really tell this far out. Maybe. It's a good side of you. Okay. So, now we're going to see whether or not that actually renders them. Yeah, so my frame rate took a hit when I went to like level 2 detail. 302 knots indicated airspeed. Here's a question for you guys. When you fly, or when you go on networks like 3,000 hours. I'm not even at 1,200 yet. That's amazing. But when you guys fly, do you like your cockpits tuned to display indicated airspeed or true airspeed? I do true airspeed because I thought that's what was required on networks like VATSIM and IVAO. But indicated airspeed is like what the sim seems to thrive off of. Okay, so slow to... Okay, let me get back. I'm going to pull back to 270 knots indicated airspeed. See if that helps me out. Indicated is more real world. That's interesting. Okay, tell you what. Let me go ahead and switch that over. Realism settings. There we go. Alright, so that's going to show me the correct, or rather the quote-unquote actual thing that people see. That's funny. I thought it was actually flying with the proper setting, but I'm glad you let me know. So ground speed right now is 496 knots. Okay, so pulling the speed back a bit might help me be more efficient. $1,200 FSX. Yeah. So I'm literally right behind you, Karma. Right. Ground speed is basically, I guess, how fast I'd be going on the ground, given where I am right now. So that makes sense. And 60 nautical miles. We've been clicking off the miles this trip, guys. Thanks for coming along. Really appreciate the company. Really helps the miles click by a lot faster. I am basically just a little dude in a Surface Pro 3, flight simming his way across the country. I've done this a few times, going from east to west and then back again, and picking up tips and tricks about flying on networks and being a better VAT simmer in the process. But no VAT sim tonight, just FS Cloud. I didn't feel like doing with attach a laser pointed to the ground from the bottom of the plane. I like that explanation. Dude, that rocks. Okay, and pretty much right around the airspeed I want to. So we'll see if we can keep 271. How fast that laser travels across the ground is your ground speed. That works for me. Okay, now am I close enough to see whether or not those shadows are going to kick on? I want to believe the shadows are on right now, but for some reason I can't see them. Alright, yeah, so that's okay. One more black screen while I set my settings back. And take off those shadows. Okay. That's why it's a lower number. That makes sense. I guess I'm not sure about this, but I guess that's why the opposite is also true. That's why like the I guess the higher the altitude you go, if you can keep a certain amount of energy going, the faster you're going to get there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, like, obviously, what? 300 knots at 5,000 feet is going to be different than 300 knots at 35,000 feet. And there we go. Back to a much smoother FSX experience. And how far are we? 42 nautical miles from Athens, and then onto Alma, which is Alpha Mike Golf. Once we get past Alma, I'm probably going to want to start looking at my my arrival, because I don't think it'll be much longer than after that. Okay. Guys, thank you very much for coming along this evening and for the support. Really appreciate it. We are, I think, past the halfway point now, way down to Orlando. Oh yeah. Almost about to enter the final third of the flight. So let me pull up my flight plan go, and I'm going to up Orlando and look at the BUGGZ3 arrival. BUGGZ3, download the current. Okay, so the first altitude restriction is going to be at the Tweedy waypoint, so flight level 340 or below. So when I get to Shemp, I'll probably set altitude to flight level 340. Ah, Hobbs, you might laugh when you hear this. Over 75% probably of my flights on air traffic controlled networks like VXV have been flown without the use of an FMC. I have a few business jets that have computers that I can program, but mostly the problem is in FSX, because my default aircraft can't actually grab the nav aids that Navigraph gives. I wind up using Navigraph moving map, and then I program the waypoints I want to go to, and then I take off and I set my heading to basically track those waypoints. I have heard people talk about the difference in audio between like places like VXV and other networks. It is difficult sometimes to hear people. As I especially seem to find that problem exacerbated when I go overseas. Don't know why. When I fly like in Europe in VXV, I'm not sure if the way that they communicate or the codec over there is problematic. I think it's the same thing, but like I was saying, when I fly my flight plans, I use Navigraph, the Navigraph charts app, to plot my waypoints, and then I just use the heading to follow those waypoints. And the funny thing is, if they have me, if they amend my flight plan, if they have me use a different arrival, I don't have to think too hard about programming an FMC all over again. I just program in the new waypoints and follow them. Mind if I pass you something to look at? What do you got? I am curious. Let me know. Okay, a little less than 10 nautical miles to Athens, and then we're going to go to Alma. Once I get to Alma and I get to Shemp, I'm going to need to start getting down to flight level 340. And then the restriction is going to be to get down to 12,000 for bugs, and to be at 250 knots. But don't have that much further to go to get there. Although it does seem like we've got a lot more cloud cover now. Let's take a look outside. Oh yeah. Lots of ground cover. And I think it's messing with my ability to render render textures quickly, so I'm gonna get myself comfortable and probably go to 2D. Save my texture memory for the way in. Okay, let's program Alma. There we go. Fly this for VA. Okay, for a virtual airline, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. EasternHops.com. Okay, page is loading. Eastern Hops. Okay. Yeah, I've been, I've more or less unofficially associated with a virtual airline for a while now, but this looks okay. Oh my gosh, it's the Eastern logo. Wow. That took me back. Thanks for putting it out there. Hey, wait a minute. Eastern Hops. I think I've been on that server before, but this was years ago. Way before I started to actually use stuff like TeamSpeak. Yeah, I would just go on there, but I would never actually hook up a microphone and talk to anybody. Yeah, I've seen Eastern Hops before. Good gravy, yeah. Thanks for the reminder. So, anyone that's still here, we are definitely flying to Orlando. I am on the way down there. We took off some time ago from Saginaw, Michigan, at Kilo Mike Bravo Sierra, and we are in the Virtual Embraer E175 in American Eagle livery. We have been cruising at flight level 350. Flying the private server, we have aircraft packs and smart cars. All right then. I may have to check that out sometime pretty soon. I'm not sure, but I might actually, I might squeeze out like a secondary flight to Jacksonville if I get down at a decent time. Like if it's looking like 3, by the time I get down to Orlando, probably not. I'm probably gonna want to wrap up and go to bed, but at this rate, we've been clipping along really well. Ghost Miner used to fly for a virtual airline, but after a month, the owners decided to shut down the airline. Oh man, that sucks. I did a virtual airline briefly, many years ago, when I was in college and flying on Flight Simulator 98. Airbus Airpacks, Boeing 737, 747, King Airs, CRJs, all custom made to fit perfectly with FSX. And that sounds like a labor of love, Hobbs. That sounds great. Okay, 124 nautical miles to go before I get to Alma, and then Shemp. Shemp may be a quick hop over. So the BUGGZ3 arrival into Orlando is Shemp, Tweety, Eugene, Harold, Cokes, Bird, Grinch, Bugs, Daffy, Bunny, and then from Bunny I'm going to vector over to runway 18 right, which has an ILS. Here is what I'm flying from Jersey to London Heathrow. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. Look at that. Good gravy. Look at those. Look at the propellers on that thing. Is that a Constellation? Because whatever it is, it looks massive. Yeah, it does not look like a little itty bitty, commuter plane whatsoever. Like it would dwarf my it would dwarf my plane. And did the clouds get any better outside? Nope. Lots of clouds. Lots of clouds. Yep, Lockheed Constellation L049. So, probably in the next, half hour to 45 minutes, I'm probably going to start my descent. Top of drop will begin at Shemp, and then go all the way down to Bunny to make sure I get lined up and in a good spot to land. Yes, Ghost Spider, I agree. those vintage planes, man, they were big. They were big. I think I read about that, or I watched videos about that. There was this kind of feeling of authority and mobile luxury that American Airlines were trying to, I guess, evoke. Making flying this kind of massive, amazing experience. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. The DC-6 dwarfed the Piper Cub Sport that I was flying. That was funny. That was funny. That flight was also quite rainy and windy. The rain stopped once we got out beyond, I guess the sound or the isthmus out of Nova Scotia on the way to New Brunswick. But man, that was a windy ride. I really had to crab into the wind to land on that runway. Yes, it was a windy landing as far as I remember. But let's take a look at our flying experience here. Yeah, we are definitely about to enter the final leg. And Alma is right before Shemp, and then we're going to hit waypoints really fast on the way down to getting ready to land at Orlando International. I believe I'm going to land runway 18 right, and then probably taxi, the high speed I think is going to be, well, not the high speed, I'm going to taxi to the left, Yankee to Bravo 6, and then Bravo 6 to, I think it was gate 53. We'll see. Okay, 80 nautical miles to go. Just got done boarding now. Just got to finish setting up the flight and take off. Good. Don't load real weather. The server is screwed up at the moment unless you have active Sky Next. I use an add-on for weather, a freeware add-on called FSX-WX, which basically I think reads a whole bunch of real world weather stations, and then basically figures out what your weather's going to be like. Like, the clouds that you see here, these clouds have basically been not directly drawn in, but they've basically been kind of guesstimated by the system based on what the weather is actually like, I think, like right now. But it's still not 100% correct. But on average, I have seen that the weather display, or the clouds actually look, the clouds themselves, like the layers that they create, and the limit, the distance drawing limits make it look somewhat realistic. I mean, it won't beat stuff like you know, like Skyforce or Active Sky Next. Steam version went down 2 days ago. Right. I think FSXWX taps into a different internet server. Yeah, I don't use the auto-gen weather from the Jeppesen system in FSX Steam Edition. This is a different tool. So 62 nautical miles to get to Alma, and then from Alma to Shemp. So I'll probably start descending the moment that I get to Alma, and then be ready for the first altitude restriction. I mean, it's kind of kind of overkill, because I only have to drop 1,000 feet. Oh, look at that! Yeah, it actually took TCAS. Wow, this is interesting. Okay. No choice but to use the Jeppesen system. Is there a way for me to find it? Hold on. Like, this is definitely a good system to have if you don't want to use anything. Let me think. There's something called FS Real WX. I don't think I actually saw this before. Okay, there's something called FS Real WX, but I think that's kind of like a subscription-based deal. And then there's FSX WX, which, as far as I can recall, is completely free. So if you go to plane-pix.de, I'll copy the link and put it on the actual board here. Oh, what you mean? You mean actually? Oh, to try to actually install the FSX WX deal. Okay. I didn't know that it was actually difficult to put in. I'm not sure. Maybe I tried a shortcut procedure or something, but that's the place to go to get the FSXWX software. The thing that's tricky about it is that you have to remember when you're running it, you need a big themed weather and big clear skies, and then you turn on the weather engine. Now, theoretically, you can also try to get something like Rex Texture Direct, which is a payware program, to actually start your weather engine for you, but I don't know how that works, and it hasn't worked for me so far. So it's okay. I get it. It's difficult to do stuff like that. The alternative would probably be to custom program your weather, your METAR, as you actually fly, or like before you take off. Yeah, FSXWX is freeware. I still haven't motivated myself yet to buy Active Sky. So it's okay. Yeah, like I'm not gonna judge you for not wanting to get into, weather engines like that. So it's all good. Like, I totally respect you. We are getting close to Alma, everybody. Alpha Mike Golf, which is the VOR that I'm flying to right now. Once I get to Alpha Mike Golf, I will probably start my descent. Checking. Okay, at this point, if I was on VATSIM, I would definitely be in Jacksonville Center Airspace, and we are just trying to get down there. So Alma is going to lead me to Shemp. Okay, have clouds improved? No. Same deal as before. What does the ground look like right now? I do see green. Green's a good thing. Okay. I do have one question for you. You ready for hunting season? No, because I don't have my hunting license. If I went hunting, I guess I could go deer hunting. Like I said, I would need the equipment and the license to do it, but there are a good chunk of people that actually go deer hunting in my area. So I know that there's a definite appreciation for the sport. I would say I would want to hunt to, basically supply food for my family, so that they would have something to eat. Oh, hurricane hunting. Okay. Now that I have FSXWX as something that I can use to go hurricane hunting, that would make it be very interesting. So I could actually program weather to see what it would be like to land in a 60 knot crosswind, or to land with 100 knot headwind, landing into Orlando, Savannah, or Myrtle Beach, for a rescue flight or something. This may actually be the year I do that. Welcome back, Ghost Miner. Appreciate it. Internet shut off for a second. I remember the days when I had a dial-up modem and I was trying to download stuff, and then it would just like cut out, and then I'd have to start from scratch. That sucked. Flew through Hurricane Irma. Oh my gosh, how strong were the winds when you flew through? And what kind of plane were you flying? Closer and closer. Now that I'm flying a Shemp, I should begin my descent to 34,000 feet. Let's do that. (1,200 feet per minute should do it. And let's go ahead and cut the throttle back just a bit. Okay, almost ship. Winds were sustained at 185, gusts to 200. What happens to a twin turboprop plane flying through winds like that? Good gravy. Dude, that's impressive. Lockheed Constellation climbing to cruise altitude. Let's see that. There we go. I like the reflection map on this thing. Yeah, that thing looks big, massive. Okay, so 12 nautical miles to go. Coming in to Shemp. Can I see Tweety, or are we gonna have to guide this thing in manually? Nope, can't see Tweety. Okay, folks, this is when things begin to get interesting. So, let me see. Okay, I should be able to keep my current heading more or less. And I believe I am already at flight level 340. So, there we go. Heading mode is on, and we're going to go direct to Tweety. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to pay attention to my altitude and the direction that we're traveling in and all this other stuff. This is when stuff really starts to get interesting. So I'm putting in the BUGGZ3 arrival. I'm outside chart bounds for the arrival chart. How is that? That's strange. definitely strange. Okay, let me pull back. Okay, Tweety. And Gene, Harold, Cokes, Bird, Grinch, and Bugs. So, once I get past Tweety, I can plan my descent. I'm probably going to descend at maybe 16 to 1800 feet per minute. Almost there. Nice. That is one thing. I think a nice loud propeller engine will rival the whine of a jet engine. Wait, I'm not talking about a fighter jet engine, but I'm just saying there's a richer kind of like easier sound to listen to. There we go. I've now consumed the rest of my little slice of carrot cake, and I am almost to. Am I at Tweety yet? Let me see. Okay, I think we're crossing over Tweety right now. Okay, so we're crossing Tweety. Here we go. Let's go ahead and set for 12,000 feet. Descend 1,800. And throttle back. Well, I'll tell you what, the piston engine sound was the one I heard when I actually flew a Cessna last summer, so I have an attachment to that sound now. We are descending. Lots of cloud cover. Look at all this. At least what I'm flying directly over. So let's go ahead and turn the fasten seatbelt sign back on. And I think the cabin crew is alerting folks to start preparing themselves for landing. But if I was a pilot, my spiel would probably sound something like this. And Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. We will be arriving at Orlando in probably about 50 to 55 minutes or so. Skies are clear at 70 degrees, and we hope you enjoyed your flight this evening. In the meantime, just please prepare for a landing and make sure your seats and tray tables are in the right position. And the flight attendants will be coming around to pick up any loose items you have. And we do appreciate you flying with us. Thank you. And that was me pretending to actually sound like an airline pilot by cupping my hands over the microphone. Actually, I was watching somebody do a flight earlier today, and they have this app that actually lets you warp your voice when you fly, like when you talk into the microphone, so that it actually sounds like it's coming over the PA system, and it sounds like you've got like the scratchy kind of like raspy sound that makes it sound like it's actually coming from somewhere else. Okay, yeah. Getting just a little blurry, so I'm gonna turn my my stuff back on. My two-dimensional view. So, Harold. I'm about to go to Harold. Bird. Bugs is the one with the restriction. Bird, Grinch, and Bugs. So, Bugs is a long way away. Let me reduce the descent rate to like 1,700 feet per minute. It's more of a tweak than anything. Guys, thank you so much for coming along tonight. I appreciate the company and the support. We are definitely on the final leg of our flight from Saginaw, Michigan to Orlando, Florida in the Embraer E175 model and the American Eagle livery. This is typically not a flight that would ever happen in real life, unless there was absolutely no other way to get it done. The range on the E175, I think, is 1,700 nautical miles, and this flight is literally, as flown, 1,665 nautical miles, give or take. So the margin for error here is so ridiculously small, it's just not something that would happen in real life. I don't think, at least. So this would probably have happened in a 757, 737, A320, so A321, you know, an A320 from, an A320 from a mid-Atlantic state to Florida would do the trip in about like 2 hours something. But we didn't fly from there, we flew from Michigan, above there, theoretically speaking. So yeah, we spent more time and more fuel up in the air. But we are descending, and apparently doing a not too bad job of it. Okay, but I do need to actually tune my my ILS. So we are landing ILS 18 right. And 18 right is 112.2, and the course heading is 185. 112.2 at 185. minimums to 200 feet. Okay. Set the altimeter, or we'll calibrate the altimeter once we get below flight level 180. Course is going to be 185. And do we have radios anywhere? Radio. Radio is going to be 112.2. Gas transponder ident. Let's see, can I actually type this in right at all? TCAS. Could be the view that I have. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, see when we get back. Ah, there we go. 2 decimal 2. Zero. Okay, so switch that in. Switch that in. There we go. So we've got the half point set. Okay, let's get ready to drop in. And since I'm on heading mode right now anyway, let's go ahead and so I'm wandering off the mark here. Let's go to 160. There we go. VOR1, and we're set. Okay, I was off the beam a little bit. Get down there. Let's pull the speed way back. I need to be at 250. We are not in a good spot. .165 should be good. Actually, let's do 170. Slowing up nicely. That's better. ahead of the game for altitude, which meant that I probably could have descended a little bit easier. Okay, coming down. Coming down. Okay, so 249 for the airspeed. Let's feed in some flaps. Not. Does this airplane have a checklist? No. Sorry, not checklist, but reference. Nope, still too fast. Okay, so almost to Grinch, and then one more waypoint to get to Bugs. Bugs should be at 250. And almost, guys, almost. Trying to stay close to Bugs and the Davy. Okay, so I want to get down to 5,000 feet to pull up in Naval for the ILS approach. Getting pretty close to where we need to be. Crossing Bugs, and we are good. So, heading 135. Tell you what, let's go ahead and set altitude to 5,000. And vertical speed 1,500 feet per minute. That's better. Almost in. It just seems so interesting. It seemed like we were going to take so much longer to get down here. Everything 12:30, 1:30, 2. I guess 2:30 would be 3 hours. Probably going to be 2 hours 45 minutes. Okay, so we are dropping down. Let's go ahead and turn on those landing lights. Yep. Getting down, the people getting down there. Okay, so let's go ahead and increase the descent rate because I do want to be at 5,000. For landing. Not that bad. Coming into a nice little clearing. Okay. So we are almost down, guys. Need to be at 5,000 feet for hole up, which is the first fix on the runway 18 right ILS. Okay, how's my NEI situation looking? I don't think we do. Okay, welcome back, Ghost Miner. We are just about to land at Orlando, and my hope is that the scenery in question will load in quite nicely. Okay, might as well drop landing gear now because it's going to complain until we do. There we go. It likes to have the landing gear be down. Auto brake low, should be fine. And again, I think the course heading is going to be 185. 12 minutes until you land. All right. I probably have about 5 minutes until I land, maybe less. Okay, let's go to heading 185. Okay, panel lights on for a little bit of extra light. I'll totally understand, Ghost Miner. You have my respect, you don't have to worry about that. What's that? Wow. A motorhome that you could land a helicopter on top of. That's pretty intense. Alright, altitude hold off, and we're going to go ahead and take yaw damper off and heading hold off. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save my aircraft. Okay, and there we go, just like that, there's our airport right in front of us. Okay, folks, looks like this is going to be a visual approach. Okay, so auto brake is set. Spoilers are armed. I think flaps are fully extended. Just gotta get the hang of landing this thing. Here goes. Hope my auto gen loads. Well, whatever, I guess. Second stage of the superchargers. Man, that sounds epic. Looks like approach speed is 156 knots. I could slow down a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, I believe we are full flaps now. And we're on final approach. Runway 18 right. Flight attendants, switch prepare for landing. Or rather, let's be seated. If we ain't prepared to land now, you get by okay? Okay, I am high. Definitely high. But at least autogen is loading in. Got it.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Should have been way below.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
400.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
300. Minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, we're on the ground. And thrust reversers. 60 knots. And manual braking. All right. Blocky stuff and all. Welcome to Orlando, everybody. We are on the ground. Switch off those landing lights once we cross. Beautiful. Long landing for sure. But I already have a good impression of Taxi to Gate Orlando here. Let's go ahead and cross. And clean up. Okay, are we on Yankee right now? Please tell me we are. Oh, there we go. Yep, Bravo 6. Just gotta follow that. Alright, 65 points. Great landing. Okay, I'll take that. .33 Boeing 737-800s and a Boeing 747-400 by me. Okay, here we are. We are here at Orlando. Now, can I pick my gate? .53 American Airlines. Okay, I think that should be me. Yep, there we go. I chose the right one. Yep, there he is. Ha, there's the monorail. Well, the rail. Not the monorail per se. Okay, there's Airport Gary. Three, two, one, and stop. Okay, that's fine. Flight attendants, disarm slides and class check. Stand by for all call. Okay, deboarding and jetways.
Thank you.
Have a good day. You too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Thank you.
to Orlando International Airport.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The scenery is by taxi to gate, and flight took probably somewhere in the vicinity of what, 2 hours and 45 minutes. That was pretty good, even with pulling the speed back to like 270 knots. That's great. That's fantastic, actually. Let's go ahead and kill those lights too. Beacon can come off, strobe can come off, nav is off, logo and anti-collision light is off, and a dome light can come off too. And there we go. Eventually I'm gonna figure out how to work these things or get an idea otherwise. Yep, here we are. Wow. It's a thing. It's a thing. That's a little crazy. I actually saw a video of somebody landing a helicopter on top of a mobile home. Pretty much. Alright, so, parked, we're here. And apparently we had stairs out for people before the jetway got hooked up. Because the jetway's hooking up now. Man, 4,000 feet from flight level 200 in 2 minutes. Hold on to your seats for real. Dive descent mode activated. Yeah, man, we're here. This place looks great. Oh, gosh. It looks pretty much precisely like the terminals at Orlando. There's the train system coming through. That's great. I've flown into KMCO in the simulator many times, and many times I've been like, hey, yay, like I've landed in Orlando, but it's like, I wanted it to be like a little bit more special, a little bit more, realistic. And this is definitely the definition of the term. We're here. Yeah, this is great. So basically, you get out gate 53, and then you walk down this walkway, and then this big kind of like main building here. That's where all the shops are. I wonder if I can actually into the building. No, I can't zoom in that far. Yeah, that's the train system you take to get back to the main terminal, and then you basically, I go to Disney. The bus takes you down to, I guess, the B line to the main road into the resort. So, yeah, here we are. We just had our first successful actual for reals flight, more or less, in the Embraer 175, which, again, is not something you'd ever do because the range on this thing matched what the flight time was or the flight fuel was. So, all that to say, we had fun. This is why I like going on FS Cloud sometimes, and I might start doing more FS Cloud flights just to really have a good time with people and to really enjoy the process. But in the meantime, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. I was potentially gonna think about doing like a quick helicopter flight around. I have time for that. Let me see. Why don't we do that? in the spirit of Brad M, let's go ahead and actually do a chopper flight and see if we can actually get this taken care of. There we go. That's closed. Let's go ahead and close that door. Dismiss the jetway and see if I can actually switch into a helicopter. Hopefully I still have some texture memory and I'm not going to crash the sim. Just a very basic jet ranger, that's all I need. So, sorry for the black screen delay there. I'm going to pick my Scandinavian Air Sea Rescue red model. And let's go ahead and pull this back a bit. That's good. Alright, so here we go. Lights on. And engines on. And ladies and gentlemen, wow, passengers probably won't be happy about a really steep descent rate. Okay. For your viewing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, a quick tour of the airport. Where is she? Okay, hold on, guys. Alright, sorry guys, I have to take care of something. Okay, so let's get some altitude here. I pulled into gate 53 at airside 3. This, I think, is on the southwestern corner of the airport. And people would basically go up here to the airside hub and then take a train back to the main terminal. So, pretty much right this way. Obviously, I can't put the chopper in the building. I mean, I can, but then I wouldn't have a chopper anymore. Here's the infrastructure. There's a lot of stuff that's here, so I may have to wait for textures to load. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can find airside B. See if I can find any Disney Magical Express buses. Let's see, Terminal B. Right, so Terminal B is this way. Ending in 15 hours and 23 minutes. parking, arriving flights, departing flights. So probably arriving. Parking, don't need parking to arriving. That's the parking entrance. Rental car return. So, okay. Basically, this area here, I believe, is where the buses would be. Like, right in this, like, area. And then basically past this area. Let's see, what my heading be? Yeah, that's right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Go out this way. Then I think out here, south exit. Probably have to adjust the terrain mesh complexity to get those land bridges to line up correctly with the ground. And basically from this point, go out. Somewhere around here there's supposed to be, I guess, Terminal C is supposed to be around here. Unless I'm wrong. There we go, this is a pretty good bird's eye view. Airside B was where we were. And then... no, Terminal B was where we were. Terminal A is on the other side. Yeah, like I said, these bridges actually do line up with the taxiway. It's just my terrain mesh complexity is very low, so I'm not worried about that. I'll fix that before I actually try taxiing across that. But yeah, there we are. My guess is this was the site planning to build Terminal C. Because Terminal C probably connects to some buildings here. And probably a train system or something. But let's put her down. Right, gently, gently. Alright, there we go. And that was a quick tour of the airport. So definitely some tweaking to do in terms of mesh complexity. But I think I can safely say for tonight, that's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along and thanks for being a part of my tour. My name is DigiDriver. I've watched another FSX Steam Edition stream. That's going to be it for tonight. Take care, guys. Have a great night. God bless you.